Growing up in Dearborn was a wonderful experience. There are many fabulous things here. I remember as a child going up on Michigan Avenue on Saturdays, and we used to call it going uptown. And we would go to Himmelholz, and there was Zweiback's and Zolkauer's and Jean Blackburn, and then Kinzel's and Cunningham's, and then we go into Urich's. And also, I used to go to the Dearborn Public Market with my mother and enjoyed it, and they had old creaky floors, and I'd walk around, you know, like, this is fun. And to Meyer's Seafood Grotto, that was wonderful. It was classy, and I loved Muirhead's, especially at Christmas, loved it. And the Rotunda was wonderful, just loved that. And of course, Greenfield Village, and I work there too, so I have added good memories there. And then we used to go walking uptown, and then we'd go to Saunders and just, you know, have a great time there. And I'm grateful to my family, and I'm grateful to Henry Ford for all that he did for this community. I mean, it's wonderful when you really stop and analyze all that we have because of that one man.
Since young manhood, if not childhood, Henry Ford had felt a certain sense of destiny, that he was slated to do important things.
Henry Ford was the eldest son of a caring, successful Michigan farm couple. His parents expected all their children to work alongside them on the land. But when Henry found the work tedious and began obsessing over the machines that might make farm life easier, his parents indulged him. They allowed him to neglect his chores and set up a workbench for him in the kitchen.
The Reckinger family goes way back. I mean, they came here from Luxembourg about 1840. They settled around Michigan and Southfield and Michigan and Greenfield. And they were neighbors of Henry Ford. And my grandfather relates how he knew him, and Mr. Ford was so generous. He would have the farm going, and he would take bushel baskets of food from the farm to neighboring families, especially those who were experiencing financial troubles. So he was very wonderful like that. And he used to drive his Model T all around, and he'd stop and ask my grandfather if he would like a ride. And of course, my grandfather thought, this is really cool. So I have fond memories of my grandparents talking about old Dearborn. And my mother remembers having a horse hitched up to a hitching post right at Sacred Heart. And their farm, like I say, was like Michigan and Greenfield, and there's a road, Reckinger Road, named for our family. And one of my relatives is buried under Schaefer and Warren. There was a cemetery there, and they moved it from the cemetery across the street to where it presently stands. And my great uncle was in the street, and my great aunt said, oh, just leave him there. And everyone thought, well, that's not really the thing to say or do, but he's still there. And his name was Francois Reckinger. So he's there, and I think of him every time I go by. My grandfather, Walter, started Reckinger Heating and Cooling, and he started out servicing the Ford homes, Nona and Park and Beach, and he had a little red wagon that he took around to all the homes, and my mother helped him. So she had fond memories of being part of the startup of the business.